Hey, welcome to the channel. Thanks for giving me a click. I'm Will Cook. We're going to be talking about the brand new album from Lonely the Brave, The Hopeless. And before I dive into that, help this starving YouTuber out. A thumbs up goes a long way, and better yet, hit the subscribe. Trying to reach those triple digits. All right, no wasting time. We will dive right in. Now, this is my first album with the UK rock band. They popped up on my radar sometime in 2020. I think it was with the single Distant Light, and I dug the sound, but it wasn't until listening to the album that I realized how much I really enjoyed that song, along with several others on here. It's their first album with this new lead singer, Jack Bennett, and my god, does this guy have an amazing voice. It's such a full, kind of deep sound, and it's very well suited for this emotionally heavy style of rock. The first half of this album is nearly perfect. Like 5 of the first 6 songs show off some of the best rock that I have heard in a long time. Distant Light would have been a contender for my top 100 of 2020, but I guess I just let it kind of slide by, let it slip through my fingers. Sometimes that happens with these great songs, and it's not until I return to them on the album that I really realized their full potential. It's got this amazing feeling to it with the atmospheric guitar, the rolling drums in the verses, and this crashing melodic chorus that really soars with this melancholic grace led by Bennett's resonating and kind of pained vocal delivery. Just holds so much gritty emotion to it. Such a powerful song. Chasing Knives is another huge highlight, and I might just go ahead and say that it is my favorite of the album. It delivers one of the freshest new melodies, and I know it's going to be keeping me coming back throughout the year. I love the way Bennett's vocals rise and dip through the chorus. It makes for a tremendously invigorating experience and one hell of a fun sing-along. And then Keeper, this was the last single released ahead of the album, and it was the first song that really had me hooked with these guys. Again, just a phenomenal vocal display from Bennett with this big rise of a chorus, which seems to have him kind of torn about a relationship, like, tell me why I need her, she's my keeper. I don't know, I don't tend to get too caught up in the meaning behind the lyrics. For me, it's all about the emotion that the song delivers, and I know that lyrics play a huge role in a lot of music, but I find with this album that I'm not too focused on what they're singing about. All I know is that these melodies are ripping right into me. And I also find it pretty cool how in Keeper and on a few other songs on here actually, with Bound, Distant Light, and Something I Said, that they finish the first chorus, and instead of going into that second verse, they pretty much skip the second verse entirely, giving you just a little pre-chorus build, and then move right into the second hook. And I find it interesting to see them use that formula not on one song, but on several through the album. Now, I've mentioned the best, Distant Light, Keeper, and especially Chasing Knives, in my opinion, are the 3 absolutely stunning songs of the album. But then we got the opener, Bound, which is another huge rise of a chorus. It just has this real epic energy to that hook that has a way of making me feel like I'm flying through the song in slow motion. And Bright Eyes has a great drive to it, real frenzied pull to the song with the drums and the guitar work. The thick guitar in the verses is super cool, and the hook really flies at you with this blast of energy. Of the first 6, it's the title track that's the only one I'm not overly stoked about. It has a bit of an interlude feeling to it because it strips away the drums for just a somber guitar and vocal performance. And honestly, surrounded by those other 5 rockers, it is a fitting moment in the album for a soft song, and I really do admire the feeling of it. It's like it's trying to find some hope to grab onto in these tough times. But like I said, I'm not generally too concerned with what the song is about, as long as it makes me feel something, and this one I find is just a little bit lacking of any real heart-tugging emotions for me. You get the real interlude of the album with the minute-long echoing guitar and bass instrumental, which is lovely, and then it moves into the final 4 songs, which I find don't hold up quite as well as the first chunk of the album. Something I Said, though, is still a very strong song, real moody with this great heartfelt emotion to it. I find the bridge really lifts up from the song for a beautiful effect, and it leads into this really nice final chorus with the overlapping vocals. And Open Door, I believe this was the second song I heard ahead of the album back in 2020. Another wonderfully done melodic rocker, and it brings some energy with its chorus, and it still holds this nice emotive edge to it. I just find this one a little bit less awe-inspiring than some of those earlier songs. And I gotta say, I'm a little underwhelmed with the final two songs. You know, after such a strong album, I find Your Heavy Heart kinda takes the wind out of its sails. It's clear that I'm more into their heavier side because this is the other slower song of the album. It does build up towards the end and the feeling is there, but I always find myself kinda slipping away with this song. Nothing that really grabs me from it. And similarly with the closer, the Harrow, now this one does have a bit more of a grandiose presence to it, but that doesn't really hit until the second half. Like, it's a big swell of instrumentation, and it does break into this pretty strong surge of power for that final chorus, but I still find myself struggling to really grab onto the song, and it does tend to slide through me without leaving much of a mark. At the end of it all, though, I think that Jack Bennett is one of the most exciting and powerful voices in rock that I know, and these guys have created an immensely gripping group of songs overall here. I've rated each song, I've crunched the numbers, and I have settled on a final rating of 7.9, which is a pretty strong album in my books. And there we go, that's gonna wrap it up. Thank you for checking this out. If you've made it through this whole video, then you are an absolute champ. You must be a big fan of Lonely the Brave, and now I am definitely a fan too. I think I might have to check out some of their older stuff. I heard it was more in the post-hardcore realm. Let me know if you got any recommendations of stuff you think I should check out based off of Lonely the Brave here. Thank you for stopping by again. I'd love a thumbs up if you liked what you saw. Hit the subscribe. I've got more on the way. And leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to chat. I'll see you next time.